Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here to work on our altered book. I just wanted to show you I kept making stuff yesterday because I had all that green stuff out, and so I just was kind of having fun, so I just finished up. I did the stitching on the clusters, so stitched right through that. I added that, we did that number I think, added that, our flowers, those were done. I made this fern card, and this will go in Fern's fern journal. Fern asked me to do a fern journal for her, so after I finish my Easter one, then I will start working on that, but this one can go in there. And then there's also this one, and this like ticket thing, whatever you'd want to call it, is from Nick the Booksmith. I think it might have been, I don't know if it was one of her freebies or what, but anyway, that's where I got that. And then this is that onion skin paper that Marianne sent me. Sorry, I had to think for a second. I actually copied it and added some green to it just to see what it would do. But anyway, there's that. And then here's with that little postage box, whatever, and I just added a little Tim Holtz guy there, so a guest check that is now a journaling card and a stamp and all that. And then that's the one that we did, but there it is stitched. And this one, and I like this other one inside of there, so I just stitched down this side on that one, and this already had the stitching around the outside, so that's all I went with on that. So yeah, that was fun. That actually works really good to just kind of pick a color, because sometimes it gets overwhelming when collaging, so that helped me a lot to get a lot more done. Alright, so and then my Digi Easter bonnet, I just discovered this morning that page 9, we didn't get page 9 in there somehow. So in my description box below this video, there will be a link for you to go to print that out. So it's going to be kind of a freebie for everybody, since I was, you know, there's not really a way to get it to everybody that already bought it any other way. So yeah, you can just go to the description box below and you'll get one of the collage pages, the one that was missing, which I think I've got it in here. It was this one. So you didn't get this one in your Digi. You can go to the description box below and get that printed out. Sorry about that. I don't know what in the world happened, but you know, these things happen sometimes. So that's how you can get it. Alright, so we're going to work on our altered book here, and I still only have glued the pages that we glued together, so I didn't do anything else to it since then. I think I'm going to, I don't know yet what I want to do here, so I'm not going to do anything here, but we can work on these 2 pages today, and if we get more done, we get more. Oh, look what my sister made me. It's an itty bitty bunny. And it's crocheted, so I thought that was too adorable. So anyway, there's that. And then let me fix these here. Or not fix them, but figure out what I want to use, actually, is what I'm trying to say. It's just not coming out of my mouth. I really kind of like this yellow. So because this book is bigger, really what these are going to cover is just the words, and then you will have this outline, you know, that kind of thing, unless, you know, you can find some bigger pages or whatever, but that's fine with me, because this is just kind of a creamy colored paper, so I don't think it's a big deal. If you want, you can use scrapbook paper, you know, like 12 by 12, and then you would be able to get a bigger piece, but I don't mind it like that. So I kind of want these 2 pages to just pretty much be solely decorative, so I might do a collage page. Sorry, I haven't like totally thought this through yet. Sometimes it takes me a bit to get going. Could just kind of split those in half and do one on each page. Okay, I think I'm going to just use my cutter because I don't want to have to tear all the way around every page and make it smaller than it already is. So I'm going to cut these at 5.5, because that would, you know, half of 11. I don't know why I put my arm out, I didn't even need it. And then we could put, you know, like maybe some kind of label or something on there just to, bunny might be cool, you know, something like that. So if you wanted to write, you know, somebody's name or whatever on it, you could do that. So I'm going to use these. This is what's great about these full collage pages, because then you can just, you could even back them and make pockets and tags and things like that, just like you do the real collage pages that you make. So yeah, probably won't be doing a ton of tearing with this, because like I said, I don't want to make these smaller and smaller to the point that they're not, you know, great, not very useful. So I hope you're all having a good day. It's a beautiful day here. I was thinking yesterday, I went outside for a little bit and the birds were singing and the sun was shining and it was gorgeous out. I just thought it's so crazy what everything that's going on, because like the birds don't know, you know, they're just singing away and having a good old time. It's just kind of nuts when you think about all the stuff that's going on in this world. So anyway, my husband had a rough day at work, and so did my sister. She stopped by for a little while. She works at the hospital too, not the same hospital, a different one, but she was just talking about all the changes they've made and things they've done, and it just sounds crazy kind of, so she's worn out. Getting the corners a little extra there. But I hope you're all staying inside and staying healthy and all that. Trying to see this. If I get my head in there, I apologize. Push it this way a little more. Trying to get even, but it's a little bit tricky because the edge of this paper is the same color, obviously, as the background there. So this is kind of just what I do with these altered books, because you're keeping your pages, you know, so instead of adding pages to it, you're just gluing your pages down. It's kind of nice because a lot of things that you normally can't really use, because if you fold them in half they're too small or they're going the wrong direction, or you know, all those type of things you can do with an altered book, because you know, you can glue it on just up and down because the pages are already attached. You don't have to worry about, you know, binding it in. So now the tricky part I always find with this is getting these as much lined up as possible so that, you know, they're not uneven. That looks pretty good right there. Whoa. Just want to make sure you get your edges, and if you need to go back with, like, you know, a fine tipped glue of some kind, then it's pretty easy to do. A bit of glue on the edge there. Alright, so that one's good, I think, and like I said, I might add a, do I want to add that now? Yeah, I think that would actually look pretty good, so I'm going to ink around it so you can see it a little bit better. Just so if you could do "this book belongs to" type thing on there. Right. Oh, hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right, so trying to think here what I want to do. So this is going to start that first pocket page. So this is 2 pages together, making that top loading pocket. So we just need something on here. And I was thinking, I don't know what it's going to look like, so I have to see. But you know how we add extra pages and stuff, you know, to our journals that don't really have, you know, have all different uses or whatever. I thought it might be fun to add some of these because some of them aren't really written on. And this is one of those things that is difficult because, you know, you have to fold it and then it's going the wrong direction. But on here we could do it going the right direction. So I just want to see if there was any. Or even just because they look cool, you know. I thought there were some more with lines. I guess they are mostly written on. That one's not bad. This one would work. I know it has, you know, nothing to do with Easter, but that's kind of the way we do the other journals, the sewing in the stuff journals. So let's just see what we can do. And this one I may tear because obviously it's way too big and this edge is torn, so it would look better torn. If I can find my tear ruler, there it is. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So these are 8.5 by 5.5. So I'm just using my board here, and I know you can't see, but I'll be done in just a minute here. I'm just going to mark it and then I'll tear it. Sorry, I'm kind of discombobulated today. I feel weird. It's been a weird last couple of days. I don't know. I think my husband's starting to stress a little bit, and it's kind of crazy and chaotic for hospital people, which I'm sure you can all imagine. Let's see. So it stresses me out a little bit. Oh, I actually want it this direction, huh? They just have a lot of things to think about, which, you know, makes sense. So anyway, it's been just kind of hectic. He was on the phone pretty much until 10 o'clock or so last night, and then phone rang again right at 6 o'clock this morning. So not like you're getting a ton of sleep anyway, right? Oh, I ripped off the torn edge and then I did that. That was not brilliant of me. See what I'm saying? I'm not with it. Out to lunch, so I'm going to try to just take a teeny little piece of this, and I'll try to tear any others that I do like this, right? You're probably all yelling at me to not tear it that way. Oh, see, and then it tore all weird. This is why I didn't want to tear all of them. I probably should have just cut this one. So, like, my daughter has that cold and cough and junk right now. A lot of his staff does too, so they're all freaking out. And so he, you know, that's stressful, which is understandable. I totally understand. It's just, and it's like, you work in a hospital and you can't be sick right now. It's not okay. We got too many things going on. And we don't have a lot of cases here, but they're just trying to obviously prepare, so. I mean, we don't even technically, you know, have one in our city, so. I mean, we have them close, but. So he's like, I need all my people, and everybody's got that cold, and I mean, they're not supposed to work anyway if they're sick because they're doing surgeries. So it's already kind of an issue that they always have, but it's just on a larger scale. So I think that'll be fun just to have a little something different, and we might, you know, like decorate on these pages, that kind of thing. But you could definitely write there. Just want that to stay down. All right, and then what do I want to put on the first pocket page? Probably something semi-decorative. I like that one with the bunny, it's cute. So I'm going to cut that one in half. And then we will be making some really big journaling cards to go in these pockets. So this video isn't super exciting, but it gives you an idea of kind of what to do with these pages. And you can collage them all and everything. It's just obviously that will take a very long time, but if you're making your own journal, like your own altered book, and you don't want it necessarily to be finished all at once, that kind of thing, like you're doing a page a day or whatever, then you could really make them pretty cool looking. Jules is talking to my son. That's our female cat. She's so happy he's here. She loves it when he's home. She just wants to sit on his lap all day long. She's like, I got stuff to do. Jabbering at him. Sorry, I know it's probably harder for you guys to see that direction, but I have to turn it or I can't like match it up very well. That's pretty good. Okay. Now you can see a little bit of the gray. There was like a line that went, you can see it here too. Maybe we can put a ruffle or something along this side. That side's kind of is what it is, I think. So I like that. Why don't we do a journaling card just so we can do something else, you know. I'm just covering pages, and then I'll try to get a lot of those pages covered. That way you won't have to keep watching. And then what you're going to do once you get the other side covered, you'll take your you know, your hole punch and make a thumb hole up at the top of the page, because this one's going to open at the top. So that's all we'll do there. So let's collage this page. And I've got some of Rachel at Roxy Creations, one of her Easter Digis with all the fussy cut, you know, bunnies and eggs and chicks and all that jazz. I think I got Kit too. That's the only one I got. I didn't get multiples, but that's pretty fun. And these are Sarah Roxburgh, Rachel's sister. And I'll put a link to her and Rachel both below so that you can, you know, go shop there if you'd like. Let's see, we need this to be, let's just tear these sides down. These I will tear. This is just 2 of these book pages glued together. And that's from the previous book that I've taken apart. So definitely use the pages. Don't just throw them away. I'm just going to take a little bit off of this side. And how tall do I want it? I'm just checking it against the book. Probably just about fine there, so I'm just going to take a little bit here too. Ah. Okay. Not straight at all because I didn't hold it right. Want to rip higher up that direction. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so that'll go down in there. And then, you know, I'll put like a fabric tab or something at the top. Oh my goodness. Some days I do so well with that thing and other days, no. Alright, and today's a no day, so I'm not going to mess with it anymore. So let's do this about here. And I'll take these, the top and bottom off, just so it's a little more interesting. I don't know if this will necessarily be considered collage, but since I'm using the big piece of doily, but I'm going to put some other things on there too. This actually would be good on the back. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe this will be the back. Because you could, you can definitely read it. Or read it. You would definitely be able to write on it. Yes, I am that scatterbrain today. And we fixed on the Etsy shop, sorry, I was just thinking about that Digi, fixed it. So anybody who buys it now will get that page 9. And also, if you know how to go back in, like if you still have your Etsy email, you should be able to get it now. But if you can't and it doesn't come up, then I'll definitely link it below so that you can get it. And the description box is just if you're new, you know, and you haven't gone there, right under the video where you see the video, there's a little kind of gray arrow. It's even sort of hard to see. It's if you're looking at your phone or your TV or whatever, well, not the TV, the phone, it's on the right hand side. So you just click on that and then you get the description box that'll have very often like links to other videos or shops, you know, what we use, all those kind of things. So it's a good resource. So this will be the back, and I will stitch around these because, like I said, I'll be adding fabric tabs and stuff to them, lace and whatever. I'll do something else on the front. Use a little bit of avocado dyed paper. This is from Denise at One of Our Crafts. And I know she is busily dyeing at the moment. I think I just want kind of a long piece. So yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that color challenge. It just really helped me, you know, like I just kept working because it was like all that stuff was already ready with the color and everything, and I just kept going and it worked great. So I got quite a few pieces done, which is always the goal. But sometimes I get, you know, in my head and whatever, and I can't figure out what I want. This is Medieval Mirage, and this is her Eclectic Essence. I think this one's, I think it's volume 1. Tulips, though, how perfect, right, for spring and Easter and all of that. I have to put something else back there. I'll use a piece of this. This will be fun because it's got like numbers and stuff on it. And I'm not measuring because I don't care if they're not even with each other. Okay, let's put a little ink around those. Yeah, I have fun doing altered books because of the big journaling cards. I really like big journaling cards. I even did one sewing one. It's back somewhere in my videos, but and I ended up sending that journal to Allie, but it had a huge journaling card in it. It was really cool. It's one of my file folder journals. And it was sewing themed. My glue is running out. I need to grab another one. Oops. Denise definitely does some of the best avocado dye I've seen. I don't know. I don't do it, so I can't really judge, but because hers is the only one I've really had, but I've seen other ones that are hers just get really saturated. She's just really good at that. Okay. Bless you. Yeah, my son was supposed to go to school today. My daughter wasn't because she's still sick, but they ended up canceling school because there just weren't hardly any kids there yesterday. It was like pointless. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how long this goes on, because then these poor kids are going to have to make up all this school time, and I'm worried about my daughter because she's supposed to graduate. They've talked about canceling graduation. I mean, I think they will graduate, but, you know, they won't be able to have the ceremony, which, how horrible is that? You, like, go to school all those years and then you don't get to, you know, walk for graduation. That's just, it's crazy. I mean, obviously I get the health of everybody is more important. I understand that, but I'm just saying it's just bad. Sorry. That was just out. It was just scraping. Okay, so then I also have some of Rachel's. These ones are Rachel's. The big one was her sister's, but doilies, and they're always fun to kind of put on somewhere. And you can print them different sizes. That looks like a kind of like an Easter basket or something. That would be good there. It's like a bunny or something. That one big one, what did I do with it? These. Yeah, I like that. So again, these are Rachel at Roxy Creations, Fussy Cut, Easter, and I got that kit too. There's two different ones, so. Sorry, they're kind of quiet. I just haven't had much going on except all the yuckies, so the yuckiness of our time. So I'm going to, I think, tear that edge just a little bit off. Birds are singing away again today, so that's good. That makes you happy. Okay, glue that down. So another doily on the back of that. I must have messed up on the first print. Still struggling with my printer, but I don't know what to do. I've aligned it and cleaned it and aligned it and cleaned it and aligned it. I just don't even know anymore. I'm just sick of it at this point. Stinking thing. I'm going to try to print from my husband's computer and see if that makes a difference. He was saying that that might help. I don't know. I don't know what'll help at this point. It's driving me bananas. Not good bananas. It's just a piece of fabric. It's really sheer. I just want something right there. I don't know why, but I do. It's that spot right there is bugging me. But I don't want the bunny all the way over here. I know, I'm ridiculous. Alright, let's see. I'm not sure. I think this will take the glue pretty well. Oh, is it brighter on that side? No, it is. That's not the good side, so I'll just do it this way. I used this on Rachel's, what I sent her for her birthday. And that'll work. Glue goes right through those. I'll go through a million pages if I don't stop making such a mess. Try to get close, stay on the edge a little better. Or stay on the paper better instead of slopping it everywhere. I sent my Digi to Gail and she's going to play with it, so I'm excited to see what she ends up doing. I love seeing what she does and Rachel does and all my design team. It's just fun to see what other people do with your Digis. I'm just seeing if there's something I want to add to that, or if I think it might be done. I think once it's sewn around, it will be good. And I think I'm going to use this fabric at the top. This is fabric that Jamie gave me, so thank you, Jamie. So let's cut a piece of that off. I want to do this side pinking as well. I'm just snipping a little here, and that'll make a good sized tab. And I'm going to glue it on first because that's what I do, just to tack it down so when you're trying to sew it, it's not wiggling all over the place. That seems to work pretty good. Oh, what am I doing? Lid's already off. Eesh. Tunnel vision. Right, so that'll be that card, and that'll go right in our little pocket. Let's see. What else can we do here? Get these glue pages away so I quit gluing into everything. I really like that together. We can put a little something on this page to make it a little more festive. Could do one of the ladies. See, I start these piles and I move everything off to the side and then I can't find anything. There we go. I fussy cut all those out so that they're ready to use. Yeah, that might be kind of fun to put one of those over there. I love this lady's hat. I was telling my son I need that hat, and he just thought I was crazy. But how cool is that? He's like, no. He doesn't agree. He likes everything all sleek and modern, and I like all this stuff, so we're quite the pair. Yeah, I like that one. She's it's just smaller. It's not sticking so far out into the page. So I think I'll put her there. These are so beautiful. It's hard to believe that these were drawn in the 1800s, and really the quality of them was amazing. I could not believe how good they looked. And this paper here, they were in the same books. I think they're like embroidery patterns, and like a lot of them in spots in the paper when you print it, you'll see if you've got this kit, there's spots in it where it's like faded, and then like the green page, there's like a little bit of a rusty spot on it. I don't know, they're just really cool, but for being as old as they are, these ladies, the images are great. So it's always fun when they come out good, you know, you can see them well, because a lot of that stuff is, it's just faded, it just is. It's hard to find decent copies. I mean, we enhance them as much as we can, but like some of them you can't really make look a ton better, or maybe you can, I just don't know how, or Theron doesn't, but yeah, we try to enhance them so they look a little bit better. So that looks pretty good. Oops, don't want to, picked up her shoulder there. Let's get it all down. And if you want to, you can take like, you know, a brush or something and go get a little ink on there. I don't want a lot. I kind of like these images, just not super grungy, you know. It doesn't seem like a grungy look. Because these pages are a little creamy already, like I said, so I think that's okay. So let's go to this one, and let's, where did I put that? I'll put this in here for now, just so I don't forget about it. Maybe. It gets easier once the thumb hole's in and once both sides are covered with paper. It like strengthens those pockets so they don't feel so fragile. So, okay, let's get another page we want on the other side of that. Do I want a writing? I should probably put something for a writing surface since we haven't done a lot of that. Maybe this yellow. I really like this yellow. I'll do this side so that there's more writing area. But yeah, these images originally were just kind of a sepia color, those embroidery patterns, and I printed them on, or scanned them on different dyed papers that I had, and I used food color to get that yellow one. And I don't do any scientific thing of certain amounts or anything. I just made up these pages, and I didn't make up a whole bunch of them, but I just did water and I just added, you know, a drop, and then I would like put a page into it, and if that didn't seem like enough, I'd add another drop. But I really didn't use much food coloring at all to get these colored pages. And then when you added the sepia over the top, because they were whole like pages, it kind of muted the yellow and made it more of a dusty color. So it turned out neat. I like it. Yeah. I just totally got a glob of glue over there. I hate it when I do that. So we'll just keep trucking along like this to cover these pages. Like this one, I guess I didn't get glue very well right there, so I'm just going to take this and go along here. Oops, I think I left my finger now. Whoa, I didn't know what that was. Something went crashing down. Okay, hopefully that'll be good. So I'll have to use that little teeny bunny somewhere. Maybe I'll use it on the cover or something. let's get our hole punched in here. Well, not really hole, but thumb notch, whatever you want to call it. Let's get that corner glued. Oh, I really missed that entirely. Alright. I'm going to go stitch my card and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I got that all stitched around. Oh my word, here I am. Oh, it'll be easier. Well, it probably is if you don't have a million things in your way, right? Okay, stand it up, Amy. Turn it this way. Not that it matters, but... Alright, so there's one all done. So see, once you start adding stuff to each one of these pocket pages, because it seems like right now there's nothing in here, right? But once you start doing that, these just get thicker and thicker and thicker, and they will bulge out more. So just depending on how full you like it, that's going to help you decide how many pages to pull out. But I just kind of do that standard amount that Crafty Irene, you know, started. That's how that whole thing came about. She started that altered book that way. I'm sure there's loads of other people who have done it too. It's just the one that I go by, her and Gail Augustinelli, and Gail has all kinds of videos on altered books too. So if you haven't seen them, I would check those out as well. So this is the page that some of you may not have at the moment, but this is the one that will be in my description box below. And any new orders, you'll get it with your order. And since it's in the description box, anybody can, you know, any of you can go get this page if you want to play with it. I mean, it's just one page, but it's a little something to play with. Okay, so this is going to be a side loading pocket here. What is that? Oh, no, it's fine. It would be really fun to do one of these and just do, like I was saying, a page at a time or whatever, and do like some of those challenges like Rachel at Roxy Creation and her sister are both doing. I can't remember, it's Marguerite Miller or something like that challenge. And you could do like a collage on each one, or double page collage kind of thing. And by the time you're done, it would be really kind of neat. Wants to stick to my fingers, not the paper. And these quotes that are on here I got out of an old 1800s book I have, or maybe it was 1910 or something. I don't know. It's old enough that you could copy it. Alright, so there's our pocket. And we'll probably add to some of these pages. It's just right now I'm getting, you know, them covered basically is the goal. So let's take another page of this because that worked pretty well. And then I also have scraps that I can use for stuff, so that's fun. This one's kind of cool. It does have writing on it, but there's some space. And we'll try to get mostly that space. I'll try to keep this though. So let's see if I can manage to do this without messing it up. Good luck, right? Okay. So we need, turn it this way. Oh, come on. Seems either the lead's too long or too short, I'm telling you. Do this one. Ding, ding. Or it's not going to be straight. Alright, sorry about that. So we want more of that side. And then I did that again. Why do I keep doing that? It needs to be this, it does need to be this side. It's like a brain twister or something for me. Alright, and then I just need a little bit off the top. Okay, so now we have a lot of that. There's still some space to write, and if you want, you can just cover it too. So if you don't like having all of that. I just think it's kind of fun with the old writing on there and everything. I mean, not from the same time period, obviously, as the images, but it's still vintage. Yeah, if only I could get some, like, sewing books and patterns and things from the 1800s, that would be... Actually, I think those ones are even... They're earlier, 1700s, I think. I don't know. Anyway. That would be very cool. That is one thing that's very hard to find, is sewing pattern stuff that you can, that's in public domain. It's really difficult to find that, which I'm amazed, but I think it's because a lot of the same companies are still around, so they must, you know, protect all that stuff. At least I can't find it. Maybe I'm just don't know where to look, which is definitely possible. It's really hard to see the edge of the pages. And you could do something like, I have this, and it's kind of a creamy color, and it doesn't want to rip out right now. But you could take a piece of it, maybe not, you know, cover everything, but let's see. And I just got this at the market. You know, it's not, it's just a plain kind of manila colored notepad. So but you could do something like that, and that way you'd have a little more writing area to play with. and you're not covering up all the cool writing and stuff. Nobody writes like that anymore. It's crazy to see that kind of handwriting. And then, you know, don't forget you're going to have all those journaling cards in there too, so it's not like there's not any good writing space, you know. These are so funny. These chicks with the old-fashioned telephone. I'll just put those down there for a little something. Can't hang on to that. Afraid I'm gonna tear off the phone. Very possible. Okay. Now let's see if I can get it off of here. It might be okay. Oh yeah, it came right off. Not sure who these little chicks are calling, but it's funny. Trying to get it straight here. It's tricky because that phone keeps wanting to wiggle away. There we go. Got it. That little piece of cord doesn't want to glue down. I must not have gotten any glue on it. And this page is kind of good because it's got nothing right here or nothing right there, so do some stuff with that. But right now, let's do our thumb hole. And let's see. Roxy. Where's my... And that doesn't want to glue down. And we can make another journaling card. So I'm going to get a piece of book page. And I'm going to get this out just so we can make sure we're kind of staying right around the same size. It doesn't have to be perfect, but don't want to be way crazy off. So I just need to get rid of this rough edge over here. Or it's good, but it's a little much. Not sure why I'm having so much trouble tearing these book pages. Oh, worked fine. Okay, so now we got another one, roughly the same size as that one. You know what, this one might have to be a tiny bit smaller, let's see, because sometimes when you glue both ends, it makes it smaller this direction, obviously. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. Alrighty, what are we going to put on this one? Let's do... I like the doily thing. That looks pretty cool. So I think I'll do that on the back again. And these ones aren't Sarah's, these are Rachel's, or, sorry, these ones aren't Rachel's, they're Sarah's. Alright. That will work. I find the coolest embroidered, I mean I find some too, but these ones are just really neat. They look very Eastery or something. Move that actually. That's how I end up in a disaster, because I just get stuff out and set it down, and then the next thing you know, what I need to get are Gail's, Gail Agostinelli has Easter postcards. Those would be cute. Okay, on the front here, I'm going to use some of this crazy green paper I have. It was just sitting there from yesterday, and I thought that might be kind of cool. It's a good kind of Eastery, well, I don't know if it's Eastery, but the pink and the green together. Oh, somebody was asking me the other day why I use liquid glue and the glue stick, and usually I do that especially when I'm collaging and I start getting like multiple layers and stuff, or uneven kind of surfaces like lace or fabric or that. I just kind of like to have the liquid glue because it just is a little bit stronger. And sometimes I just do because that's what I grab. So, I mean, a lot of times there's no rhyme or reason. But generally when I start doing layers, then it's just kind of a good idea to use some liquid glue to make sure those top things stay down. And things like Tim Holtz paper dolls that are kind of a chipboard, or whatever you want to call that type material. The glue sticks, I mean, they work. And this is the best one that I've found, the one that I use, but still, it's not great, I don't think, for holding that type of stuff. You know, the weightier things maybe use liquid glue. But when you're just using thin pieces of paper straight onto paper, the glue stick's great for that. That has kind of a texture to it. That's cool. Alright. I don't want to use that again. Let me see. I'm going to get some music paper. The water lily, or to a water lily. That will be saved for something. A dreamy swaying rhythm. It's cute. Page. It was fun. A lot of people commented about, you know, stuff they wore when they were teenagers, and because I asked about the whole sticker thing. Some people did that, some didn't. but satin jackets. I still laugh when I think about those. But yeah, it was just fun. So thank you guys for commenting. It makes it a little more interesting. Let's see. What else could we put on there? I have all kinds of stuff over here, but I just don't know what I want to use. That's use some of this doily. I chopped the top of that off, so maybe if we that way, it looks a little more. I like this music, you know, the notes and the treble clef and all that. Bass clef too. Oh, I wonder. I love this one with her hat, holding onto her hat and all that. I called these ones this Easter bonnet because of the fact that all these ladies are wearing bonnets. I don't know that they're specifically meant for Easter or anything. It's just, I thought that would be fun since I was kind of doing an Eastery theme. So yeah, some of their hats are pretty great. I can't imagine wearing all that every day though. Think about all the stuff we do every day. I mean, I guess they had other people do a lot of stuff, but you know, they still had to do a lot of stuff themselves, obviously. I don't know how they did it with all that garb on. This one needs to be inked. This was on just white copy paper that I did these because I knew I'd be using them for collaging and that. And I do, and I know I've said it multiple times, but I'm always getting new people that you don't have to use expensive paper. I mean, sometimes some things, obviously, you want to use nicer paper because you're going to get a nicer end product, you know, that type of thing. But if you're collaging and doing that, I mean, copy paper works great, and most digis are pretty good, so you don't have to worry about using super high quality paper. Okay, so I think the doily's going down first, and I'm just going to have to kind of, as always with the doilies, they're tricky. I really don't enjoy trying to glue them down with all their bits. And we've already been doing this for like an hour. Just finish this one up and then I'll let you guys go. Try to enjoy your day, try to get outside and get a little fresh air. If you're in a place where you're stuck inside, or you know, at home anyway. Luckily around here we can still move about pretty freely, but I'm sure that that will come to an end from what it sounds like. Stuck to my finger and I don't tear it. Oh my goodness. Just want to make sure her umbrella is on the page. Somehow I totally missed this whole part of her sleeve. Yeah, that umbrella is a little tricky, so if you get that and cut it out, just be aware that it's a little crazy. Alright, so I will add a tab just like I did to the other one and stitch around that, and I'll show you guys the next time we get together. And I'll probably continue to work on these pages just so we don't have to have another day of doing nothing but covering pages. So anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this and I hope it's helping, and we'll chat again soon. Bye bye now.